Hi everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello again. This is episode 4 of Love With.
With Elliot.
Woo! And with Jamie.
We're your hosts, and we are sharing our love story. Excuse my voice, I've got some vocal cord dysfunction going on. I might pause and cough, but we're gonna push through because we love sharing and we love love.
Yeah, we just could not wait to share our journey. There are so many valuable lessons and tips. You're a couples therapist. I'm a dentist, but I've always had passion in pursuing healthy relationship and marriage. And I just love talking about deep things. It's been really fun recounting our early days.
Oh yeah.
We just hope our story encourages people and gives people insights.
We hope you love it as much as we love it, because we're having a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll do a recap of episode 3. We were talking about, bliss. It was so fun.
Oh yeah.
Going over our Valentine's Day story and
how I asked for a ring. If you want to know more about that.
Yeah, which ring? Oh.
Yeah, go back to episode 3.
Yeah, so that was super fun. We left off with that blissful episode talking about Valentine's Day and love. We've talked episode 2 about one of our hardships and something that was difficult yet powerful.
Go back and listen to our episodes and keep up to date.
Yeah, totally.
With our story.
Yeah, episode 4, we're going to dive more into love and progression and maybe talk a little bit about distance and navigating that. It's almost a blessing, like the distance, right? I see that in many ways as something that really added intentionality, as we spoke about. It accelerated the relationship.
Yes.
Every time I came up, it was like every second I would spend with you. And we kind of talked about that early on. If I had lived in Calgary, we'd do maybe a date night a week. Yeah. But it was like date weekends and it was all in.
It started off with 2 days on the weekend to like 3 days.
I started taking days off. Yeah.
4 days and then 5. But we just could not wait. It was harder to say goodbye. We just wanted to spend time with each other more and more. One thing I wanted to talk about in terms of long distance relationship is, what was it that I wanted?
So attachment styles maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There was that one thing that I asked you to do.
That was so cute.
And you're a great texter, by the way. I'm the type of woman, like, I like to keep the momentum going. I don't like when guys like go MIA for days and then all of a sudden like, hey, how's it going? You know, I want to know what's going on in your day and just keep that conversation going. And you were really good at that. Expressing your love for me. Yeah. And I remember I have a folder, like screenshots of things that you said that
That's
made
so
me
cute.
so
I didn't
happy.
know about that.
I go back to it time to time.
Wow.
But I haven't gone back lately. I should. But yeah, I started taking screenshots and
So
keeping
cute.
them in a folder.
I love it. So sentimental.
Oh yeah.
One of the many things I love about you.
I am. So that was really one more thing that I loved about you, keeping that conversation going. And I remember in the beginning when we were first FaceTiming, oh my gosh, I was like, my hair needs to be ready, my makeup needs to be ready, the lighting, and then pretending that I didn't put so much effort.
You were good at it, yeah?
We did FaceTime here and there, right?
I was becoming frequent if I wasn't in Calgary.
Just keeping that conversation flowing and making you feel like you're in my life, I'm in your life continuously, and that's one of the things that we needed. And with that, we can segue into attachment styles.
Yeah. So those of you that don't know about attachment styles, you might read the book Attached. It's a very kind of basic understanding of attachment styles, but my love is a little bit anxiously attached.
Oh yeah. Highly anxious.
Tell the viewers about how you feel when I was away or if I felt distant.
So if I don't get a reply, I would get anxious and I would think about like, oh, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Or why is he not replying?
Yeah.
Like those thoughts will run in my mind, but then I'm like, well, he's got life. I have my own life. I should live my life.
Yeah.
And it was like a constant battle. Yeah. Trying to soothe my anxiety and I would be like waiting for the response. Yeah. And then when I finally get it, I'm like, yes.
There's like a security in that.
Yeah, it's like he still loves me. He's still there for me.
Yeah.
And so I kept experiencing, and that's why I really liked that you were like, you were very intentional, because you told me you're not a great texter.
Yeah, I was with you.
Yeah, but you were, and so I love that.
Maybe for the viewers that, you know, are hearing about attachment style for the first time, there's 3 that I talk about, and there's secure, and so it's kind of like you're okay with being close. You feel safe being close. You feel comfortable being close. You're okay with a little bit of distance and independence, right? The anxious attachment style really has difficulty with the independence, the drawing back, any kind of distance. That can just be like, I haven't returned a text, right? And I kind of think of like object permanence. The anxiously attached, if I'm holding like an apple and that represents love, it's like, I know it's here because I can see it. As soon as it goes off screen, as soon as there's less communication or I'm away, that love is called into question. You know, does he love me? What's going on, right? And then it's like, oh, back to safety. Love's there. I can see it. I can feel it. And then there's the avoidant. And that's people who really value independence and they actually struggle with closeness. And that's so basic, but that's just a quick thing. And we have a story to share about.
Yeah, I think you're secure.
Yeah, I'd say mostly. Yeah.
Mostly. A hint of avoidant, because I value independence. Yes.
You know me, the way I grew up. And I think that's helpful for the viewers to know as well, is likely you're not going to be like 100% one. There's like a little mix, right? But yeah, I'd say mostly secure.
The interesting thing is, like, after meeting you, I think I've become like less anxious, more secure. So meeting someone who's secure really like levels things out and kind of geared towards that secure relationship. Well, one story, I'm definitely anxious attachment style. So we would text and then we would FaceTime and then we talk about our day and blah, blah, blah. And then we say goodnight and you say goodnight and then we hang up and then I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to say goodnight through text. Like, maybe get ready and then, okay, the final thing that you do before you sleep, text goodnight, sweet dreams, heart emoji, send it. But I'm not getting that. He's not giving me that. In the beginning, I try to tell myself, oh, well, but he said goodnight through FaceTime. So that's okay. But then there was just something, it was kind of like you write a sentence and then there was missing period.
Right.
You know, it's like a sentence without a period. That's how it felt to me. So I'm like, why is he not sending me the text? So I would say goodnight. Then you would reply for the most part, I think. But I think I gave it a meaning when you didn't text me. He doesn't love me as much as I love him. Or something like that, you know, like that makes leveling. And so I think I told you this.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, please, can you text me even after you say goodnight on FaceTime? Like, text me goodnight, because I really like that. And you were like, oh, okay, I didn't know. And then you like changed your behavior and like you gave me that. That was important. I think those little things very important, because it could really create cracks in your relationship, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then recognizing, oh yeah, I like this, or this. If he did this for me, then I would feel much more secure. Yeah. So.
And that's it, right? Again, for the viewers, I think ideally we are aiming for secure attachment. We want to feel safe with distance. We want to feel safe with closeness and intimacy in a relationship. And it's my belief that we can move into that. I think one of the elements that allows us to move there is communication. And this is exactly what you did. And again, one of the many things I love about you, you just are an excellent communicator. So it was like, yeah, I want that extra good night. I love you. And it was like, oh, sure, fair enough. Because this is the funny part about me is I used to go to bed at like 9. And so we're talking till midnight, whatever. And so I'm in bed on video and it was literally like, okay, put the phone down, sleep, right? So it was just an extra step before I turned in, but it was important for you and you communicated it. It was that easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to bring it up, to be honest, because I think I was just like, oh, what if he thinks I'm like too needy, anxious, which was true, but and what if he says this, what if,
Yeah.
and then I don't want to come across as this person who like needs. But I was talking to my family and they were like, yeah, I think he will understand.
Yeah.
Just tell him that.
Yeah.
And so I did, and you responded really well.
And that's a good point, because the fear is really fair and honest, because if I was avoidant, like truly avoidant, I might have taken that the wrong way. I might feel smothered, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's just like not even a thought. It's like, oh, cool, I can send you a text, right?
Yeah.
It's no big deal. But yeah, sometimes the anxiously attached, they do feel like too needy in this, but it's just communication. And this is maybe geeking out a little bit, but the common pairing is anxious and avoidant. It's kind of that opposites attract, and so that's where it can totally work. You run into trouble though. It's a little more difficult because that pattern happens.
Yes.
And it's like those relationships are intense and fiery and passionate. However, it's difficult, right? As we mentioned.
Yeah, because you want more, and then the person withdraws, and then you're just like, more.
Yeah.
Give me more.
It's that push and pull.
Then, and then you withdraw more, right? So I'm just glad you're secure. So that's a little story on attachment styles, and I think communication is key with long distance. Another thing, we touched on this on episode 1, like being very intentional and then like having the end point to the long distance relationship. If you just like stay long distance and you don't know where things are going, then what are you doing? You know, you need to have, what is our next step? When is that going to happen? Like, it doesn't have to happen like next week or next month, but you do have to have the end goal together so that you can push towards that and you're making that happen.
Yeah, and it's like creating shared meaning, because the end goal was Calgary. And I say was because we might have some travels in the future, but we might get to that later. It is, again, that communication of where is this going, especially in a long distance relationship. Lucky for us, it was very clear in the beginning, oh, I'm moving up. I think the question of when was undefined at the beginning, but as we go further into our story, it came to fruition that I did move up, right?
Yeah. As harsh this may sound, I'm speaking to the ladies mostly because I'm a female, and I don't want women to like waste their valuable time.
Yeah.
And same thing for guys, right? If the guy is not making, or if the woman, whoever the side is not making that clear, or leaves you like unknown, that's not enough to sustain the love or the liking. The connection that you have is not enough to really help that long distance to get to where you want to get to in life. If your goal is to just have a relationship, then that could be fine. But we're talking about long-lasting commitment. You want to have a life with them together. If one person is not being clear or leaves you hanging for a certain time, then you have to make a decision for yourself. And that's easier said than done when emotions are involved.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it, right? It becomes a tipping point. We have some people in our lives that got to that tipping point, right? And it's heartbreaking because clearly there is love there, but that shared meaning is undefined. And if it goes undefined for too long, it's like,
it's really
well,
hard.
where is this going? We've been together for 4 years and we haven't set a time to truly be together. Again, I think if we look at that sound relationship house, that's the commitment piece. Are you truly committed to being with me? And you know, that is the tipping point sometimes, and it might end up as an ultimatum. We either move together or we have to break apart.
Yeah, and someone has to make the compromise.
And
both parties do,
probably, exactly. But maybe this is a good time to wind down.
So that was a little bit of the attachment styles and long distance relationships. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email us at
hello@thelovecoach.ca
or leave a comment. We'll come back with our stories.
Yes,
next
Easter
episode.
Sunday.
Yes, that was like a very meaningful moment that like just pushed me to the next phase of our
Yeah.
relationship. So it was a very meaningful Sunday for me. So.
Yeah, and perhaps more for you than me. It was important for me, but there was a level of certainty that I had, and you came up and met me there Easter Sunday.
So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
What was that? What is that?
I don't know why it keeps coming up. That's the macOS update.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You're doing a thumb.
Oh, is that why?
If you do a thumb, it does it. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so funny how the other person gets the thumb.
Yeah, I know.
So does that get recorded?
Yeah, I think so.
The thumb?
Yeah.
That's so... Oh, shoot. Okay, so we cannot do thumbs up then?
Yeah, no thumbs up.